everyone, and welcome to Battle of the Beasts All Generation episode number 131. I'm your host, Adam, and today we got another battle in round 3, ready for one of these beasts to take one of those last 5 spots in round 4. This matchup is actually this high up, well, this late in the round, not because it's very interesting. It's interesting, but not majorly interesting. But I wanted to add this one as the last batch because this is between two beasts which I adore. So I thought biased here. So yeah, let's get into this. So representing Series 8, the Pirate King, the last beast standing of this series, it is Balisk the Water Snake versus the representative of Series 25 and also the last beast standing from that series, the former runner-up of the Battle of the Beasts New Generation tournament, Lycaxa, Hunter of the Peaks. So we do have a good matchup here between a quarter-finalist and a finalist. Actually, are you a quarter-finalist? Yeah, you died in the top 10 by... It took the winners to kill you in that tournament, didn't it? But yeah, this is an interesting matchup because we've got a quarter-finalist that was killed by the winner and a finalist which was obviously killed by the winner. But, yeah, we're going to get to the stats and then we'll get to a location on where this battle will be. So starting off with Balisk, the only one of those two with a bio. One of the beasts conjured by Sanpeo, the Pirate King, Balisk lurks in the Western Ocean. His long, powerful body is covered in tough scales, and his fins have sharp claws. Dagger-sharp fangs fill his gaping mouth. Age 278, power 237, magic level 171, fright factor 90, size 333. Oh yeah, powers and abilities: underwater breathing, splitting. Where he can split himself into two separate balisks, one flying in the air and the other staying in the water. Natural weaponry and flight. That's only with the one that can fly, though. Weaknesses is the striped back. So he has a weak spot. Well, his weak spot is a black stripe going down his back, which, if stabbed, will make him melt away and die. But yep, that's Balisk. Moving on to Lycaxa. No bio for this one, no stats, just abilities. Natural weaponry, geomancy. Lycaxa can release a roar which can control the environment around him, like rock falls, opening and closing chasms, stuff like that. Enhanced strength, being able to rip a boulder to shreds. Enhanced senses, a thick skin, and immunity to the cold. Weaknesses is blindness and a pierceable skin. So with this is actually quite a good matchup because it's got, like I said, a former course finalist and a former finalist here, both of which were killed by the winners of their respective tournament. So, not to mention, I like these beasts a lot. So, actually having them battle each other, it's a bit sad because I know one of them needs to die. But it's also like, I'm glad it came. I rather beasts that I like die to other beasts that I like rather than just a beast that I don't like. So yeah, Balisk versus Lycaxa. The battle will be in the Western Ocean, well, on the shores of the Western Ocean. And with that, let the battle begin. So as we open up to the shores of the Western Ocean, we are greeted by Balisk just minding his own business in the Western Ocean, waiting patiently for his opponent to arrive. When he hears this loud howl from a distance, he sticks his head out the water and is immediately greeted by Lycaxa in the distance, who, smelling the salt water, charges straight towards the ocean. Balisk decides that he's going to toy with Lycaxa for a bit. He splits in half and his flying side goes right up to Lycaxa. And without making a sound, he comes down onto Lycaxa, biting him on his back. Lycaxa howls in pain, but stops where he is and barks to open up a chasm that's where he's standing. He falls down the chasm, grabbing onto a wall near the bottom of the chasm, where Balisk comes down afterwards. Lycaxa quickly climbs out of the chasm and barks to close the chasm. Balisk tries to fly out of it, and he gets most of himself out, but a part of him gets stuck in the chasm. Balisk roars in pain from the land just crushing his tail, and Lycaxa lifts up his claws and slashes alongside Balisk, where he smells and hears where he is. Lycaxa then makes his way up the long, slender body of Balisk, digging his claws deep into him as he can, causing blood to come out of each hole which Lycaxa leaves. Did I mention the wall crawling ability Lycaxa has? Yeah. He does have a wall crawling ability. I don't remember if I mentioned it though. So that was established in the previous tournament. He has it here. Nothing's changing. Lycaxa, Balisk, roaring in pain from all this, is unable to get away because she is stuck in the land and she can't get out because the land hasn't broken her tail but hasn't detached it. The Balisk in the ocean sees this and doesn't really know what to do. Using all of his power, he splashes the water to try and get towards where they are. But Lycaxa and the flying Balisk is too far away for the water to even do anything. When Lycaxa gets to the top of Balisk's head, he digs his claws into Balisk's head, causing him to roar in pain more. And Lycaxa bites down, scratches, goes crazy on Balisk's head until the roaring stops and the body starts to slump over. Lycaxa jumps from the head and lands on the ground safely and barks to open up the chasm once more for the entirety of this Balisk to fall in. And he barks again to close the chasm, suffocating that flying Balisk if it was still alive. Lycaxa makes his way towards the ocean, having a sense that it's not done. There is more to come. The water Balisk, furious with his clone being killed, goes after Lycaxa by splashing water, trying to bite down on him. But Lycaxa's been hearing the snarling coming from Balisk, is able to jump out of the way, give a quick slash, keep going, dodge, slash, dodge, slash, keeps going like that. Balisk is getting increasingly frustrated by this, lifts up his tail and splashes a tidal wave coming towards Lycaxa. Lycaxa doesn't see it coming, but smells a storm approaching. Yeah, close enough. I'll give Lycaxa that. And he just digs his claws deep into the sand as it will go, and just takes the tidal wave, feeling the force of it pushing him backwards. But with how deep he's buried his claws in, he hasn't been swept away. When the tidal wave cleared off, Balisk is staring down where Lycaxa was with a smirk, thinking no one can survive that. And for a moment, it seems like Lycaxa just drowned on the spot. But then Lycaxa lifts his head and barks. Balisk, confused by the barking, because he would be expecting a howl or growl, doesn't think much of it and goes to attack. When this is going to sound a bit cartoony now, where Balisk then hears a familiar sound of a draining sound. That startles Balisk, and he turns around to see that the ocean behind him is draining downwards. He looks underwater to see that there's a chasm opening wider and wider and wider where he is. Well, in the ocean, causing the water to drain out. Balisk, confused by this, realizes that this must be the work of Lycaxa. Balisk then turns around, with his tail, grabs Lycaxa by the ankle and pulls him into the water, forcibly taking his grip off the earth. Lycaxa gets pulled into the water, and Balisk takes him to the lowest point of the ocean, going down into the chasm. Lycaxa scratches himself free from the tail, and then goes crazy on Balisk's tail, but not releasing his grip off of him, trying to finish the job before he comes back up for air. So at this point, in the water, Lycaxa's hearing and smell is useless. His eyesight has always been bad. But he makes his way along the Balisk again. Without even realizing, he stabs a black spot on Balisk's back, where Balisk just roars in pain, and he feels himself just melting away. As Lycaxa continues to make his way up towards the Balisk head to finish him off the same way he finished the other one off, he feels his footing being lost, thinking that Balisk is getting away. But when his last paw loses Balisk, he feels not really water, but more of a melting, another different kind of liquid. He realized that he realized that Balisk probably died somehow. Lycaxa's unaware how, but we know how he got the spot. So Lycaxa makes his way out of the chasm with what limited air he has left in his lungs, makes his way up to the surface, barks to close the chasm, and as the chasm closes, water suddenly gets pushed upwards, causing a tidal wave to go in each direction. Lycaxa, trying to keep his head above water, rides the tidal wave back to the Avantian shores. When he gets washed up, his fur is absolutely drenched, and he's gasping for breath. But once he regains himself, he howls in victory and makes his way back to where the combat arena is. And if you're wondering where he knows where the combat arena is, let's just say there's a summoning sound that's played for Lycaxa, so he just needs to follow the sound. Okay? But yeah, with that, Lycaxa's won, Balisk has lost. If you think Balisk could have won, please in comments below what you think of that. How my words final and Lycaxa's moving on. Yeah, Series 8 is now out of the tournament entirely. So that's a shame for Balisk, but at least he was the last beast standing again of Series 8. And yeah. So I gave Lycaxa the victory because ultimately Balisk has limited weapons of what he can use, and whilst I believe that he could have probably killed Lycaxa, that chasm ability, when it opens in the ocean, is just going to drain it, removing the water levels. And Balisk did try to take care of that, but when he lost his grip on his slippery tail around Lycaxa, once Lycaxa attacks it, I would just say it was unfortunate luck that Lycaxa found Balisk's weak spot. Unintentionally, yes, but he still found it. But yeah, with that, Balisk is out. And we're now 4 battles left of round 3. So that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.